Hi, I'm Olivia and I am the Witch of Wonderlust. Happy October! I'm doing a bunch of videos on witchcraft and witchy stuff and all that jazz for October because I feel like October is a month of a lot of growth and just exploring the things that kind of scare you. So that is what I'm doing by doing all these videos. And Inktober, so if any artist out there or even non-artist is participating or knows about Inktober, you guys, I believe in you. You can do it. I'm doing Inktober too. It's on my Instagram. Boop, over here. Anyway, grab a cup of tea. I'm drinking Pure Leaf. It's the black tea with vanilla. Put that in there with boiling water. Cover it for like 5 minutes. Put some brown sugar in there and a little bit of almond milk. This is a good October drink, you guys. This one's a good one. All right, let's get started. So today we are talking about altars. Altars are something that confused me for the longest time. The thing about, I think, the craft as a whole is that you're always told what should be wrong and what should be right, and there's kind of like things that you should and shouldn't do or whatever, and so altars is one of those things that just confuse me so much. How do I set up an altar? What is it used for? Why do I need one? Do I need one? What do I put on it? Is there a certain way to set it up? Do I have to change it every holiday or every season? So we'll get into all of these things from what I know personally about altars. What is an altar? I'm going to use the word altar as kind of an umbrella term for both of those, but I do personally believe that a shrine is something that you simply put up as an offering or for a particular person or deity or thing, whereas an altar is a space that you continually work with. So what really is an altar? It's a designated space that you have set an intention for that you work with. So most altars that you will see or that you will hear about, these altars are set up with the intention of working spell work or magic at. So that's why you'll see all of the witchy tools, all the candles, all the crystals. While I do have one of those, really you can have an altar for kind of anything. So that leads me into my next question, what do I use an altar for? Again, it's a designated space that you have created for a designated intention. I personally have my witchy altar that is all of my spell work, all of my magical stuff, and then I have another altar that is my beauty altar, which actually is just right there. As you can see, there's not a lot. I'll show you more of an in-depth look at it here. It's really not anything complicated. I have the mirror, I have a candle that I light to kind of activate the space per se, and then I have my perfume, and underneath I have my makeup. Here in this space, it's literally just a drawer with a candle, a mirror, and some perfume, and then my makeup stuff underneath. But that space is designated specifically for my beauty routine in the morning. In the morning, I will light this candle and kind of activate this space. That is when I will focus all of my intentions on any glamours that I'm doing or any kind of self-love or just kind of like prepping myself in the morning for that day. So I'm kind of like putting that intention into that space, and I don't use that space for anything else other than beauty. And then I have my witchy altar. This altar is really just an IKEA shelf that I've had since probably middle school. Really just a place that I have put all of my tools, all of my books, and set up specifically for my needs. And there's not really anything that follows the altar rules of how I should have things set up, what should be on my altar, and all of that jazz. This is all subjective. Just like your craft, it completely depends on you and how you feel you want to set it up. I personally believe that your altar should be something that you are emotionally and spiritually bonded to, something that you look at and it makes you feel good, it makes you feel powerful, it makes you feel calm and happy. So essentially, think of your altar as a vision board. Really, you don't have to have your ritual knife on there. You don't have to have a bunch of candles. You don't have to have an altar cloth. I don't have an altar cloth. I like just the plain white space of my shelf, and that's what I use. If you have pictures of your pets, of things that maybe your friends have drawn, pictures that you've taken on vacations or things like that that make you feel good, that just bring you good vibes, good energy, good memories. Put those on there if you want to, if that's what you feel like. Put your bullet journal and your favorite coffee mug. Spend time at your altar every single morning. You know, plan out your day, drink your favorite tea or coffee, and set that up as kind of your space to do that. I even use my altar to manifest things because it is imbued with all of this energy, of all of this spell work, of all of this manifestation that you're already doing there. Having an altar and saying like, oh, I want to travel somewhere. Maybe you want a new car or a new house, and you can get like, you know, the small little figurines or whatever and set that onto your altar, and that just use this as a vision board. Put things on there that make you feel good. If you have any kind of doubt or anything that you feel like that doesn't belong on your altar, take it off. Make sure to make this space your space and your space only, which is why a lot of people will not take pictures of their altars, will not show other people their altars. This is why it's such a personal space that people say don't touch things, don't take pictures, don't look at it, because it's so personal. So one of you guys asked on the video that I posted on Tumblr of if you guys had any questions about altars. Hawaiian Monk Selkie, that's a wonderful name, asked, I was wondering if you change your altar or keep one setup over time, and if you do change it, how often do you change it? Is it based on seasons or anything in particular? It's a really good question. That's something I wondered forever. It's up to you. It's subjective. It's completely up to you. If you want to decorate your altar, which I kind of will do, I'll put like certain colors or like little mini pumpkins or something for Samhain, but if you want to change your altar, you're more than welcome to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Some people even set up full altars, or I guess in this case shrines, for each season, for each holiday, and then take them down. Take Christmas, setting up your Christmas tree and everything around it. It's a yearly thing that people will set up and then take down. If you want to change your altar accordingly, if that's something that you feel like you need to do or something that you just want to do, by all means, absolutely do that. If you want to change it for your birthday, change it for your birthday. Set up all of the things that you want for your birthday, or set up all of your candles and blow them out yourself and make all of your wishes. It doesn't matter. It's completely your space. That's the fun part too, is that the more you change, because this is a journey. It's never, you're never going to end somewhere. You're always gonna be learning, you're always gonna be growing, especially in this path. And that's the beauty about your altar, is that you can change it accordingly. So if you start out and your altar is very based off of Wicca and things like that, and then you start leaning towards more of magic according to the ocean or to water or to the sea, your altar with all of these Wiccan based things might turn into just a bunch of seashells and maybe like a light blue cloth, different kinds of stones that you found in the river. And 5 years from there, you might just be super into candle magic and candle magic only, and all of a sudden your altar is just filled with all these different figure candles and tea lights and 7-day glass candles and candles that you've made. It's completely subjective and will change as you change. So it's kind of interesting, because when I first started, my altar was like literally this big on my desk where I did all of my art, and I tried to fit everything in that area. It was cute and I really liked it, but there was just something, I just felt like it wasn't right. So now it's this whole shelf. I will set things on there that make me feel good, that I feel like I need there. So for example, my beauty altar, I would say set up somewhere in front of a mirror, maybe have one designated candle that you light only for that specific reason, maybe have some rose quartz, and if you decide to meditate, then maybe have a onyx or something like that that corresponds with focus. I mean, use color magic in your altars as well. If you have an altar that you specifically meditate at, fill it with greens and blues, fill it with flowers and things that are earthy that ground you. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So if you don't have really a designated altar, yours is kind of like you're not really sure yet, this is going to be a lot of fun for you, because you get to set up this space that's completely for you. You can set altars up in the kitchen if you are a kitchen witch. You can set altars up in the garden if you feel really connected to the earth. You can set altars up in your bedroom. Just, I personally wouldn't use any saints or ancestors in your room, just because, you know, there's a lot of stuff that goes on and they probably don't want to see that. you can set these things up right at your door. Altars, you can get so creative with these. I mean, you know, you'll pick things up on the ground, you'll find things at stores that you're like, oh, that would fit so well. So just have fun creating these things and seeing these things change as you change as a person and in your craft. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. You guys are gonna have an awesome time with this. And if you want to take pictures and share, absolutely do. I would love to see yours. If you don't, that's completely fine. There are thoughts that you need to cover up your altar to kind of turn it off, I guess. But again, this is completely up to you. I personally will light candles to activate my space, and then when I'm done, I will just blow them out. However you feel like you want to activate and deactivate your spiritual space, that's completely up to you, or how you feel like you need to. I've even seen the little travel altars. You can use those as well in shoe boxes, especially if you're a secret practitioner. You can even have one on your shelf, make it look a little inconspicuous, and I mean, work with it that way. So really just get creative, just have fun with it. Don't overthink about what is right or what is wrong or what you do or don't need on your altar, because again, it's subjective. This is all up to you. Here's a few more shots of my personal altar. I hope this gives you some inspiration and ideas for your altar. I hope to see you guys next Monday. Be kind to each other, best of luck, and I'll see you next time. Bye.